We've been masking the true cost of our consumerism for the last 2 decades. So, or I should say the last 2 generations, really. But how many people in this room feel more broke than they did 2 years ago? We're all friends here, right? We can admit it. And how many people who can remember how they felt 2 years ago felt more broke than they did 2 years before that? Okay? There's a lot of discussion right now in the political realm about what we're going to do about it. And I have news. The government is not going to help you. Okay? The reality is, look around this room right now, more than half of us are going to die in poverty. Okay, that's the ugly reality of the way we're going in this country. We have massive amounts of money exiting this country, and we don't understand basic economics. So we're going to talk today about that cross-section where social responsibility hits economic responsibility. We know, and people have heard me say this for a long time, we know that for every $100 that we spend in a local business, $45 stays and recirculates in our community. And for the same $100 that we spend in a national chain, only 13 remains in our community, and yet we still choose to flock to national chains because we believe we're saving money. So in 2007, I wanted to at least take this concept to our leaders in the state of Arizona and explain to them what I'm talking about when I talk about buying ourselves broke. We did an economic study looking at the state of Arizona's office supply contract, and we chose office supplies because it's pretty basic, it's kind of vanilla, everybody really understands it. Thinking about where the money is going, it's a $5 million contract that we awarded to Office Max, okay? And we compared and contrasted what if, hypothetically, we had awarded that contract to WIST, which is a third-generation Arizona company. And you can clearly see here what we proved is we would have had 3 times the rate of return had we awarded that contract to an Arizona company. The methodology, some people scratch their heads. The methodology, first and foremost, WIST has 100% full-time employees with benefits. Okay, Office Max has brought us primarily part-time employees with no benefits, and they end up on some sort of a healthcare program that we all end up paying for, and our cost savings begins to erode right there. The second area, charitable contributions. That's a really impactful one. WIST gives $35,000 a year to Arizona charities and has done so for the last 10 years and could prove it. Office Max has never given anything in Arizona. And the third is really the most impactful, and I think it mostly affects the people in this room. WIST does business with Arizona. And what I mean by that is they hire local graphic designers, CPAs, attorneys, PR companies, marketing teams. All of those jobs are outsourced with Office Max. And so we threw Staples into the mix to see is there a difference between the big boxes. Okay? What we learned was that Staples would actually pack and process our orders in Los Angeles and ship them here via FedEx. They don't even have a regional distribution center in Arizona. So the net returns, awarding that $5 million contract to Staples, would be almost nil. Okay, they hire retailers, clerks, that sort of thing here, but otherwise there's no money that stays here. And at this point, I like to say the sad ending to this tale is that, the study we did was in 2007. 2009, the Office Max contract expired, and the state of Arizona awarded that contract to Staples because they undercut them by a couple $1,000. Now, this is great, and every single time I tell this story, everybody does the, I could have had a V8, duh. They were all idiots. That's what I hear. But we shop like this every day. This is what we do when we choose to buy cheap goods that are not manufactured here. We're exporting our wealth, okay? And our entire team of economic developers here in the state of Arizona, they are focused on the global. And they're making the assumption that the local is going to take care of itself, okay? For those of us that are in business here in Arizona, we feel this all the time. We're constantly awarding contracts to companies from all over the world and ignoring the people who are in business right here in Arizona.